Good afternoon, PDX. Hey guys, Santino here. Sitting in my car, had a few extra minutes, and thought I'd take some time to um, answer probably the number one question I get asked the most as a realtor, and that is, what is the market doing? Where is it trending? Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? This is probably the number one question or questions I get asked the most. I'd say 9 times out of 10. It's a default icebreaker question, which is totally fine. I love it. But hopefully I can, within the next 3 minutes or so, uh, help answer that question. First of all, disclaimer, anybody who says that they can predict the market and where it's going to go exactly is, I just would caution you. Nobody can really predict exactly where the market's going to go. We can make educated guesses based upon past history or data that we currently have, but the market actually tends to have a mind of its own, so to speak. And so, just want to make that disclaimer. But to get down to business, buyer's market or seller's market, it's actually kind of both. Being the reason being the seller's market, we'll start there, is inventory is at an all-time low right now. In the last 10 years, we've seen a large influx of out-of-state buyers coming in, and we just have a really low inventory right now. And so you kind of have a classic case of supply and demand. And so property prices are going way up, partially because there is a scarcity. And then the other part is because a house is worth what someone's willing to pay for it. And because we have such a large influx of people coming from down south and from out of state, those people, to them, PDX prices actually aren't that bad at all. It's actually kind of cheap compared to where they came from. Plus, we have water here. And so it's like a win-win for them. They don't have any problem, paying more than what we would or are used to, for that matter. And so for us, we're like freaking out, but to them, they're like, oh, wow, we're getting a steal of a deal. And so that's something to keep in mind when we see these property prices, going up. Also keep in mind, 1/3 of all buyers last year were cash, and that is also primarily from a lot of out-of-state, actually a lot of Chinese buyers as well, investors coming in and purchasing a lot of property cash. So that's something to keep in mind as we progress in our city, is that these prices, I think, are here to stay. So the reason why it's a buyer's market, you're thinking, well, how is it a buyer's market with all these property prices? The reason it's a buyer's market is because of the low interest rates, which are still here. Last year, it was predicted that they were going to rise towards winter of last year, and sure enough, you can't predict the market. You can try, but interest rates are still low, and so that's something that is definitely a plus for first-time home buyers or buyers in general. We still have super low interest rates, so that's a good thing. I'll tell you what market it is not. It is not a renter's market. If you are in the rental market, you are probably in the worst spot out of everybody, and that's because just the rental market is shooting way up. So obviously, if you have to choose to buy or to rent, even if you buy it when property prices are going up, I would say it's better than renting, depending on the property and so forth in your situation. But at least your money is going towards equity. And so, anyways, I definitely think that it's something to be cautious of in this market, knowing that interest rates are where they're at, and to capitalize on it as much as possible if it fits your scenario. So that's kind of my take on whether it's a buyer's, seller's market. Keep in mind, a lot of people believe that, it's 2008 all over again. I would disagree with that. I believe we are in some kind of a bubble, but not like 2008. I think things are going to level out, and the market is actually going to continue to remain pretty stable. But if you look at 2008, we had a lot of faulty loans, and and now the loan guidelines are actually more strict, and we can't just have stated income and say, hey, I make 100 grand and write it down on paper and that's that. We'll take your word for it. So it's a different market. It's going to be more stable, and to be honest with you, I think these prices are here to stay. So anyways, I'm not going to take too much more time. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment below or feel free to call or text me. I'm always available, guys. Take care. Enjoy the sunshine.